What is up, ladies and germs? Today we have another episode of We Draft Paper. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle style, and this deck was juicy. Had a lot of fun with this. We do have gameplay involved with our your friendly neighborhood Lawson, and those are always good matchups. So we look forward to that. I am MTG Flux. If you guys like what we do here, please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate any and all acknowledgement. I'm actually 2 subs away from reaching 100 subs, which is my next milestone. So looking to do that with the help of you fine people. So if you guys would be so kind to help out and it'd go a long way, I appreciate you very much. But let's get into some pizza nonsense and enjoy the rest of the video. All right, let's get into our first pack here. All right, let's see what we can muster up with this goodness. All right. So we got a sewer valence cam, we got a spicy oatmeal pizza, delicious, but we get a Madame Null here. Madame Null's great. Great place to start. It's a must-answer threat a lot of times because things can get out of control. You make little ding-dongs into big ding-dongs, and it becomes very oppressive if they cannot handle your board state. So, good place to be. This was an interesting follow-up pick because normally you want to pair up your... you kind of want to be in Orzhov kind of space for some like sneaking things with Madame Null. Wrap and Leo just gives you extra combat steps, but I think it's awkward and not quite what we're looking for. I take Metalhead. So I have drafted like the Dimir artifact deck quite a bit, or at least enough times to respect it, and it does become pretty good. So like I don't mind being in that space. Lord Dredge is not a bad pickup here. Also really good with Madame Null. But I will just be clear that I am ready to be 5-color nonsense in this set. It's where the fun goes with me right now, and that's kind of where I want to be. And I've had quite amount of success with it as well, so feeling good about that. I think that getting past an anchovy and banana pizza is a really good thing as well. So especially like, okay, Dimir artifacts, I can at least mess with that, and then I'll be open to pick up better cards, better colors, or more colors if need be. But prioritizing at least having a sub direction to backdoor into if the 5-color thing doesn't work out. But I am hedging towards that, I will say. So that's just apparent, or what I'm definitely trying to force myself into. But 8-person pod tonight. I was happy to have at least 8. These Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles drafts are like not everyone comes, just because it's a not very much sought after set to play. But yeah, not bad. Stomp by the Foot's a good card. I think we get something better here. Another Stomp by the Foot. Baxter Stockman. This is kind of like leans into that same thing. I'm like, well, I could take this and I have some artifact payoffs and like 2 good artifact cards with the Metalhead and Baxter. So like, and anchovy and banana pizza. So feeling good about that. Nobody's a nice pickup here. Not into the turtle power, but this is an easy nobody for me. Being able to bounce back your anchovy banana pizza is a pretty strong effect. And the scrying is very important. So I feel really good about this spot right now. I think there's parts of me that feels like I make the deck a little worse as I go on, but you'll see when we get into pack 2, like kind of what opens pack 1 or pack 2, pick 1, kind of like where my head's at as far as like the direction of the draft. But very fun. Tonight, I ended up losing my first round. We take Mona Lisa here. with no really other cards that I would mind playing. I don't think they're all replaceable. High Flying Ace is probably my second place. But I went up against Boros aggro, and they just went way under me. He got me in 3 because I just went absolutely nuts in the second game, but the other 2 games he just curved out on me, and like too many things with my single target removals to really deal with. So, and he had great tempoed out removal spells as well. So just, sometimes those are the beats. Bad matchup. It's the way it goes. If I think I get that game if I'm on the play the first game, and even though I mulliganed to 5, it was a pretty good mulligan to 5. Second game I mulliganed to 6, still beat him. Third game I mulliganed to 6, and he beat me, kind of the same thing. But I think if I get on the draw and get on the play the first game, I think I could take that match. Escape Tunnel, really good pickup here. Want to make sure like fixing is good. I don't pick up much this pack, but I did get the tunnel here, and that's good. But we end up with a lot of fixing, that being said, which kind of slows up. This is an easy Surveillance cam. Card's just great. Saved me so many times from dying. Just good mana sink, good tempo plays. These 5-color decks end up in, like, when you fade a turn by just like little things like Surveillance cams, or like nobody bounce back your Surveillance cams, hold it up again with their threatening creature coming in. Like you're kind of time warping or time walking them, and then to where you can just keep hitting your land drops, keep focusing on getting to your top end, because the top end's where things get juicy. And yeah. Mouser Foundry, I pick up a few of them. I think I get a few of them, but I ended up not wanting to be as red as I was. There was an argument to play more of them because of how my curve ended up, and you'll see that towards the end of the draft portion of the video. Yeah, I'm going to take Make Your Move. I'm going to hate draft that every single time. So right now I'm just like Grixis, just Grixis artifacts, and that's where I'm at right now. With the Mona Lisa to keep open a possibility of certain splashes and so on. So at this point, no interest in these white cards. But I really lean into the rule of we take the good cards, and like just sometimes when you leave yourself up open to like I can play multiple colors and just take good cards, it ends up paying off. So the first round I end up losing. Then I get matched up against your favorite Lawson. He was on artifacts, blue-red artifacts as well. So let's take a look at this real quick. We get an Everything Pizza and a Chrome Dome. This is where like I still think this is the right pick. I think Chrome Dome's pretty good. I think Everything Pizza is the nuts. Do I think I'm overvaluing Everything Pizza? No. I think the card is just really, really good. And if you can make a like tempo based or mid-range deck, it just puts it one over the top. So that was a nice pickup. This was also a very, very tough pick here. So let me know what you would pick in this spot, because there's a Last Ronin technique too. Like there's some good cards coming through. But the Courier or the Frog. Frog fixing is, I do think, I still don't know what the right pick is. My fixing was pretty good just on the dual lands that I got and things at the end of the draft, but like the Courier is just that second copy. I know I have an anchovy and banana pizza and an everything pizza and an omni cheese pizza. Those are my three targets that it has, and it just gives me another copy of it basically, leaving by a 1-2 body. I think the Courier is the right pick, but at this point in the draft, I don't know how good my fixing is going to be. I think I should have took the Frog, but at the end of the day, I'm glad I took the Courier based off how everything went. Yeah, we went up against Lawson. I won't spoil all that in the for the second round because you'll see gameplay for that. And then the final round, we beat. Ooh, this is a gift. Don and Leo. That card is just in this specific deck is just gross because imagine the worlds where you're flickering anchovy and banana pizza, metalhead, nobody, everything pizza, even the omni cheese pizza. It's just 5 phenomenal targets and the Courier. So like 6 phenomenal targets for just flickering, and like the card every time they let it resolve, like things just got out of hand. It was just super super good. So thank you for the passing of that, my friend. Nunchaku's pretty good. I don't really like the Corlex or whatever it is, that 2-drop. I think the card is really good. I don't think it's good in this deck because I don't have any like Raptors or things that bring back stuff back from the graveyard. I'm not really in that space right now. But yeah, we take the Nunchaku as more interaction, and plus giving some of my things trample does come up and is pretty strong. Pachyderm's a nice spot here, but we do not take it because we get past Mighty Mutantables. This was ambitious. I think the right pick is the Pachyderm, but the Mutantables is just too good. I didn't have the heart to pass it, A, because I didn't want other people to have it. B, I was like, I'm 5 colors, let's get in there. So we have another Omni Cheese Pizza or Orzhov Land. I think I'd take the Orzhov Land. I would have really loved another an Omni Cheese Pizza though. But I think getting our fixing right on a non-taking a slot position is really smart. I would have took a Omni Cheese Pizza over a lot of different cards, but not over just good fixing. Especially I just got that Mutantables, a white fixing for that, and then also helps with the anchovy and banana pizza double pipped deal right there. So this hand kind of we got a Shredder's Technique, which is good. I will take that over the Orzhov Land. I would have played a Buzzbots too. I was in very much need of 2-drops and things to do. That's why you found me mulliganing quite aggressively. But yeah, we feel good about that right now. So yeah, not a bad place to be. This is tough. Cowabunga, I think it's a good card. Like, in this kind of deck. But I just didn't like picking it up. Raphael is a temptation, even though like we're not super creature heavy, just getting as much damage as we can. But I opt to take the Guac and Marshmallow Pizza to just have another target, but I ended up not main decking that one. So here we take the Squirrels, and then ends up, I think it's still fine to pick up here because we got to lower this curve. Like that would have been I'll take the Orzhov Land fixing over anything. I think the Ooze Spill is a fine card, but another double pip card's not ideal. This spot, yeah, we'll just take things. I probably should have just started hating on more aggressive cards, but we just take the Colex, which is a cheap 2 mana card. The guy, and so yeah, not bad, not a bad spot. Got one more pack to go. For this. But yeah, not a bad place to be. I'm just going over the cards that I kind of see because it is kind of a slop. We ended up picking up some wild things like Mutanables and hard to cast cards, and but yeah, that's where we're at. Here we got Raphael, which is a nice pick, but this is kind of deck that Armagon is like going to be like the top end that you really want. I will say Armagon won me most of my games tonight. So, I mean, yeah, we just got mid range gas, I can call it. Um, Things that would have made this deck better is a better curve. And, like I should have made it harder consideration whether to play the Mutanables or not. But Death in the Family is a good place to be. Instant speed removal for some mid range or middle of the road creatures doesn't seem bad. Splinter, I did want to do a double check on ninjas in my deck, which I didn't have like hardly any, if at all. Um, so I think the removal spell is nice. I am kind of turning into more controlling, and then this deck definitely was more controlling than like mid range, but it had mid range tendencies on some of it as well. So Shredder's fine, but that's not where we want to be at this point. It's not a great pack for us, but I think premium removal is a good place to be. Nobody's a fine pick. But we get past another Mutanables. So yeah, there's just decisions to be made here. I think the right pick was definitely nobody, but Mutanables, I don't want anyone else to have it, and if I can find a way to play it, I will. It's just that good. Master Foundry is not a bad place. Bespoke Bow's great. But Westwind Avatar, another good like late game threat. It's ambitious for sure, having an 8 drop and a 7 drop and wanting to get there. But it worked out in most of my games. Like we got there as long as like this deck, what it did do good at is like stabilizing through tempo and tempo like tapping down their threat creatures, making attacks awkward for them, playing instant speed stuff. Like there was a lot of good play to be had there. Surveillance cam's a nice place to be, but fixing over everything is probably going to be the main course of action here. I could have had a really good, solid artifact deck. Would have been a lot less fun. Or even a Grixis artifact deck would have been just like really, really good. But there's more fun things to do. Not a great pack for us once again. And taking a Mouser is like super mid. But 2 drops are important. I don't even know if I played the Mouser, to be honest. I don't think I've seen it all night. Yep, Golgari Land, get into my deck. So we can get this Mona Lisa online and get better fixing. At this point, I'm like, man, I hadn't seen no frogs. I am missing pieces, but like it's honestly not the end of the world. Donatello's Technique's not a bad place to be. I think I'd take the Mutant Chain at this spot, but Donatello's Technique's a good card. I'm like, well, it's more interaction. I think I need interaction more than like draw engines and things like that. And I'm very rarely sneaking anything in based off the creatures that I have. So we got another Mouser or whatever, but we take their dual land. Looking really good on our mana at this point, so I'm like, well, I feel a lot better about the whole mana situation. So yeah, this deck ended up being like pretty nice. It was a good place to be. I'm feeling good about this spot. I had mixed signals coming through just by the strong creatures coming, because I thought white was just very like cut off. But then I'm seeing these Mutanables come through. I'm just like, I'm just confused at this point from both directions. They're giving me weird signals. But yeah, I actually think this spot should have been the Punk Frogs. I think that would have been a better card. I don't think I ended up playing the missiles. But yeah, this is as you will see here, this is the deck list that we had. It's a big pile. We got 6 bits of fixing. We got 2 top end things, but the curve is kind of like very like barely good enough. But like our synergies are like nuts, and we really get there with that. But that being said, let's get into the gameplay. See how. All right, friends, let's get into the match we all wait for, and that is with Lawson. So Lawson is on artifacts, but yeah, he ended up losing his first match to like the Ooze just popping off. He had his opponent against like a Selesnya deck with the Ooze, 1/1 counter things, mutagens, and also the mutagen man or whatever, the X or the green X guy for 2/3 that makes a bunch of mutagen, and you can pop them for free. So he ended up losing a close match to that in 3. So we're both on a mulligan. And yeah, I think I may have put away Armagon in that one because I was going to be able to shuffle it back in with the Secret Tunnel. But yeah, he's on the play. I was on the draw every single match tonight. It was so bad. Could not win the die roll to save my life. And I have a thing where I always get the dice and let them roll first. It's like a courtesy kind of thing. But we start off with Everything Pizza. Great place to start. I am at a face of a 2/2 though. These games is a good showcase of what this was probably. I won my last round as well, but this game got wild as far as like whenever things get slowed up and I'm able to stabilize, being able to like just take over the game at a certain point is really strong. And he had a strong start too. There's a lot of squirming and fighting back from good old Lawson. We play an island instead of the forest that we got. And we play Madame Null, or just basically a lightning target of just Destroy it or die. He taps, and I I already know that it's going to be that deal 6, exile it. Lawson's life counters like perfectly in the shot too, so you guys get a better look at what the life total is. I know the last video it was on the other side of the table. I'm like, missed opportunity, boo. Land 4, go. And then on upkeep, I Sewer Valence Cam to tap down his Mana Dork, which doesn't end up mattering too much, but anything to kind of like I said, tempo and slow him up a little bit is going to go a long way. So he has 5 mana, plays the Blimp, makes a 2/2, which is a big problem. Like I do, there is a lot of navigating needing to be had with this. So I actually didn't have this the tunnel to shuffle my deck again, but I think I have Armagon in hand though. But we're hitting our land drops. We're getting to where we need to be. And on upkeep, oh no, I almost passed the turn, and then I was like, no, because I was gonna draw off the Sewer Valence Cam, but instead we're gonna play Dawn, and we're gonna flicker the Everything Pizza and bring back or get another land here. So heading in the right direction. There was multiple times like needing, like I had a lot of double pip cards in this deck, and it made navigating of what lands to grab like actually a little bit more difficult than you would think. But if I get to untap with this Dawn and Leo, I'm going to feel really good about my life. So he has a really strong turn here because he taps down Dawn and Leo with the Scientists, but then he plays the Man Ray on his second main, so he gets in for 5. So that was a really strong turn for him. So it's not the worst thing in the world. However, we have some work to do. I'm sitting on 4 or 5 cards, so like I'm not out of gas. He appears to be out of gas. He was able to play everything out pretty efficiently and effectively. I'm on 6 mana, 2 away to really get to Armagon here. Everyone kept thinking like trying to find the answers for the Everything Pizza, but like the real threat was like the things that were in my hand, like the extra value stuff was going to win me the games, because I only had 1 copy of Everything Pizza. And if you guys seen some of the videos on Arena, like I have decks that do really well even with like 5 color piles with 1 Everything Pizza. Sometimes that's all you need, because there's so much things you can do with it, like bounce it, play it again, flicker it, bring it back from the graveyard. So Shredder's Technique, destroy, Man Ray, get it out of here. Then we're going to play Nobody, bring back the Surveillance Cam, the Sewer Valence Cam. Got to make sure my pronunciation's spot on. It's a weirdly worded card or name. So it's an okay turn. We're still going to be taking a hit from the Blimp, but it got a little weird because now Dawn and Leo's going to do a double flicker. I'll get my... I kind of skipped the steps, or just I explained my way through it, but saying, hey, I'm going to flicker the Everything Pizza and the Nobody, and then the Everything Pizza is going to get my land, then the Nobody's going to come in, bounce it, to my hand than I scry. So basically telling him that's the way the ordering of my triggers are going to go. And yeah, pretty easy. We do miss our land drop on this turn, which is kind of brutal in that sense, but not the end of the world. We get our island. What was really awkward throughout my games, though, is like I only played one basic island. I had two Orzhov lands, but only one basic island. So I needed to see a Orzhov land in order to play Mutanables at all, because I can't fetch for them with my tunnels or my everything pizza. So if I have, it's just basically bonus if I can get there at any capacity with the Mutanables. Most games I sided one of them out just for like the broken wings makes a mutagen whatever, because I ended up going against decks like it was relevant. Like I went up against that Selesnya guy with the ooze and the mutagen man in the last round. We ended up getting there, but he's gonna crack a mutagen token on his blimp. Pretty good call. He's going to get in there. I'm just trying to soak up as much damage as possible because we're just trying to get to Armagon. Armagon land. So we need one more turn just to deal with some things. I think I have the 2 mana exile target creature mana value 3 or less in my hand. So we get to fade a little bit more. And I do have the surveillance cam in my hand, so I get to have a tempo tap down something. So we play Golgari land, and we still have our island in hand that we scooped up from the Everything Pizza. Everything Pizza. It was crazy in this spot because he wasn't dealing with the Don and Leo. I'm like, Don and Leo's going to take away the game. It's just period. And like, especially just having like different engines, getting all the lands out of my deck. And so that real life deck thinning is a big deal. And then also Armagon in hand, like I'm feeling in a really good spot. We choose just to main phase this. To exile his guy. Just one less body, because 7 life is not a whole lot. And then we have the surveillance cam, so we're just going to... I get a nice little vigilant 4 damage in as well. Flicker, Everything Pizza, get another land. This point doesn't matter. We'll probably get a green or blue or something. I'm definitely overthinking what lands to grab at this point when I'm pretty set. He definitely just drew a land. I see if we're in combat, we're going to surveillance cam. He's at a healthy 16, but it's not going to be very good for us or for him. The more creatures he plays, he taps down Don and Leo, which is probably the right play. But he can't just play around Armagon. And the good thing about Armagon, it has flash. Nothing like an 8 mana flash 9/6. Destroy 3 creatures. And as he tries to attack, like it's technically 4 creatures because, or destroy 4 creatures because it can just eat one of them. And I just pass the turn, flicker the everything pizza, get more lands. Life is good. He plays the purple dragon dudes. Cruise. Falls right into the grasps. A big tap 8. Big old baddie. Shark bait. Ooh ah. Destroy. 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 And then we'll just eat, because that's what big sharks do. And then, yeah. Flicker. He can't play anything without dealing with Don and Leo, because I'll just flicker the Armagon. Yeah. But I think we have lethal here. So we have the Everything Pizza can pop, get his last card in hand. I get this and can still cast the Everything Pizza. So we have 4, 7 plus 9. Yep, that's 16 exactly. We're going through the motion of like, do you have anything? We're just talking it out. Just be like, hey, so I guess we'll do it. All right, let me do the thing. Cool. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Just a nice tempoed out gameplay. Adam Knoll, he took care of, which he rightfully should. That card does get out of control quickly if you don't deal with it. But he didn't end up having any hard removal for Don and Leo, and that's it. As easy as that. Just went super value town, Armagon, slam. So he is an artifact deck, so I do bring in the Broken Wings slash make a mutagen token. So good vibes and good feelings there. That is for sure. And I take out the mutanables. No, I think I actually take out my 2-drop. Yeah, I take out the 2-drop, the Colex or whatever, the black 2-drop that mills 3. That card can just go wrong in this deck. It just doesn't belong here, but like that 2-drop actually just really does matter. I guess I could side it out for like a missiles or something like that, but having the permanents does matter. Just because basically moving things around is how I get my value off my nobodies and Don and Leos and couriers and stuff like that. But whenever I just mill them, it doesn't look so great for the home team. Because I don't have any like raptors. If I had like a raptor or two, which then I'd have a real curve problem. But if I had, let's say I had that, then I'd be more apt to be happy with the Colex. All right. And then if you guys like different forms of draft, Lawson and I also do a lot of Winston. We have 23 games against each other, and I am up 1 game by being 12-11 against him. This last one was a good one. If you guys caught that episode of We Draft Paper, was our rendition of like Middle Earth themed, because we did Forgotten Realms, we did Lord of the Rings, and then we did Baldur's Gate. And it was a fun group of cards that kind of like had different kinds of mechanics and things that went on. So there was a lot of ring tempting, and we're trying to get the initiatives going and blah blah blah. And then also um, Gut was just a busted card in that. It was just really really good. They tapped down my little squirrelinoids, and then we have our what is she called? The lady. I keep wanting to say Medusa. Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa. And efficient removal spell there, which is fine. He pitches one away, draws a card. That's really good for him. Just a good mana is where my deck does best, and being able to take care of that is bolt the bird against my deck 100%. We gain a lot of life in this deck. Madame Null. He's probably going to have to take care of that again. Like I said, every time I play Madame Null, she just gets bolted. But they play the Man Ray, so I'm like, okay, we're on to something here. This is a fun play too. I don't know if I do it this turn, but he has the whatever droid that is unblockable if you play, or if artifact came into battlefield this turn. And it was smart of him to put it on the unblockable creature to keep getting in more damage. So I think my mana is weird. No, we got Don and Leo. So we were able to get there. And I go ahead and spend the life. So I'm going to go down to 12 in this spot. We'll get the life totals figured out here in a minute. He's hitting his land drops. No purple dragons though, so we're just natural curve here. And then we have more scientists. Artifact came in, gets unblockable. He's also going to swing in with the Man Ray. Fillet Man Ray. Ray Fillet Man Ray, that's what it is. So he does have blue up, so he can protect his creatures with the droid if he wants to. Yeah, so we got the life totals figured out. So I'm on a scary 7. Similar to last game. We're just trying to be as efficient as possible. So we choose to play the Omni Cheese Pizza, get a card draw. Because we still want to hit our land drops, and was hoping to get the land drop hit there. Looks like we do. Because I think I had a tapped land, and then I drew an untapped land, which I think does matter here. Get the Courier, which is really good with Don and Leo. So, good thing about the Courier, I have only 2 more foods left in my deck. Everything Pizza and Anchovy and Banana Pizza. So it doesn't really matter. So I pulled the Anchovy and Banana Pizza first, but it was incorrect because I needed to get the Everything Pizza because I could still play it, because I'll get the Anchovy Pizza when I flicker So I get them in an opposite order. So I just pulled them both out because as we go to our end step, that's what we're going to do. And then I'll get my draw off the Omni cheese pizza when I flicker that. And that's just us. Like, I'm just trying to skip steps, make sure I'm not bamboozling anyone. And then I'll also grab my land. And then we'll pass turn. There's a lot of deck shuffling in my deck. So, like, if there's opportunities to try to, like, hey, are you good if I do this? Yeah. All right, life is good. And then I'll get my draw. Because I did not flicker the everything pizza, I flickered the Omni cheese pizza. And once I have Don and Leo just to like get in um, with the anchovy and banana pizza, it's kind of like we got there. So he plays another scientist, which is pretty good. He chooses to go for some trades. So he's putting up lethal, and I'm forced to double block. Okay, 6 mana. I'll be going up to 7 mana this turn. I'm checking on his protection spell. So the good thing about the anchovy and banana pizza is that it blocks or it saves. Um, it's a permanent. It's not a spell that targets something. It's a permanent that comes in and it doesn't counter because the droid has a tap a blue target creature or counter target spell that's targeting target creature you control. But like the anchovy and banana pizza gets around that a little bit. So needing to be very careful. And I choose to play a tapped land over the island that I was about to play. No, that's right. Because I'm pretty sure Armagon's in my hand. And I'm needing to cast that next turn. So we will anchovy pizza the droid. And he's going to use the Man Ray to remove a counter from the droid to draw a card. Good heads up play from him. Sack that, get a land, and I'm pretty sure I have a surveillance cam in hand to kind of give me that extra turn. So, barring that he doesn't get rid of Don and Leo at any capacity, we're looking pretty good. So we're able to flicker the anchovy and banana pizza. Honestly, he was actually, I think he should have had one more scientist out. I think he destroyed one of his scientists to blocking my 1/2 courier. Now that I think about it. So he should have one more creature out for sure. Which one of them made his attacks any good or any better, I should say. But he played Donatello, drew a card. He has a artifact, so So you got a card there, and I'm instead of playing the surveillance cam, I choose to gain 3 life because I believe, yeah, we're just gonna Armagon here, and then we'll just be able to flicker the anchovy and banana pizza to kind of deal. We have the engines running. Like, this is my deck in all of its form. And I told him I choose not to do that. So he should still have a 2/2 out, I think, unless there was something that I missed there. But I don't think it should have died, I don't think. Luckily, it didn't matter. So it wasn't like he should have won. And this is awkward, but because I had blocks up, because I was able to blink the Madame Null last turn. And then flicker the pizzas. And yeah, I don't believe that there's anything that he can draw to come back. That being said, if you guys like these kinds of videos, this is my favorite series. This is what it's all about. I inspire to push people to play Paper Limited. But that being said, I appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys in the next video.